just one more thing that I'll ask you if that's okay, and that is how important is effective sales management in this entire process?
Sales management is extraordinarily important, and in many situations, it's a lost art. So in professional services, there has rarely been both the culture and the structure that encourages sales management. By and large, people were told to get on with it, and they learned how to do it by watching consummately effective rainmakers and hoping something would rub off on them. In the wider industrial context, a lot of sales management has diminished with the reduction of middle managers, the classic field sales manager with a span of control of 6, 12 salespeople. I think that the discipline that needs to come, that there's a hard side to sales management and a soft side. So we've talked elsewhere about the need for sales analysis, data-driven approach, sales planning, goal setting, and so forth. So let's concentrate here on the soft side. What do good sales managers need to do? Fundamentally, you need to be a multiplier of the effectiveness of your people, not an adder to. So the classic sales manager position was, I leave you to do your job, and when you get out of your depth, you ask me to get involved. And I swoop in like Superman with my underpants outside my trousers, and I do the job for you to close the business, turn the quarter around, hit the target, whatever, and I swoop out again feeling really good about myself, leaving you either amazed, bemused, or deeply depressed because I've done something that you can't do. Adding to effectiveness is not good sales management. So multiply. How do we multiply? Primarily by coaching. Now, there's some really good tools out there that enable remote coaching that can transform our efficiency and effectiveness in coaching. But broadly, you're going to coach in 3 places. You're going to coach one-to-one in conversations. You're going to coach either by sitting in on a remote sales call or in a face-to-face call. You remember those? In a face-to-face call, doing what the Americans call a ride-along or a joint visit, and then not taking over in the call, but getting involved as a coach, and then also coaching your team in team meetings. The key to good coaching is to learn from sports coaches. And sports coaches, one, are data driven. More and more, this is not based on guesswork, but it's on data, so they work on facts. And 2, the best sports coaches ask more than they tell. They don't say, I want you to stand closer to the ball. They say, where were you standing when you did that fantastic passing shot? So they get people to think, not to tell, but to ask. So be a better coach, and there are good ways of learning that. Be somebody who can coach one-to-one, be somebody who can coach in the field or using remote coaching tools, and be somebody who can coach your team. I think there's a tremendous opportunity for today's sales managers also to adapt and adopt some of the really good new thinking on motivation, understanding what makes your people tick. Some of the old models, mid-20th century models of motivation, are still very useful, but there's some great work done by people like Daniel Pink in his book Motivation 3.0, where he looks at what motivates perhaps some of our younger colleagues, but people generally. Talks about autonomy. People want to be motivated by freedom to do the job in the way that they want to do, in their time, with their team, with their techniques. Talks about people motivated by mastery, wanting to learn how to be really good in risk management or in a particular sector. And then he talks about people being very motivated, not just by autonomy and mastery, but also motivated by purpose. And purpose isn't about profit. As the really excellent writer Simon Sinek says, profit is not a purpose, it's a product of purpose. So if I'm going to work really hard for you, I want to know what it's about. Well, actually, what we're about in this firm is helping engineering companies survive and thrive. What we're about in this firm is making sure that there are fewer widows and orphans out there, and those that are out there are well cared for. So the motivation thing for sales managers is really important. Thinking about autonomy, thinking about purpose, thinking about mastery. So what do good sales managers do? They multiply, they don't add, they coach, and they understand their people. And that is a fantastic opportunity to be a really good sales manager, even if you're only doing it half a day a week as part of your day job.